channel, I already covered this in the past, but I will tell you that the government officials got involved. Actual president is talking about it. The vice president is talking about it. The press secretary is talking about it. And Hassan Piker is basically saying that we should not be talking about it. This is one of the worst situations I think that's happened in America in a long time, just by the fact that it's so obvious that there is a problem in America.
Honestly, before we go any further, fucking rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. That dude fucking died for no good goddamn reason. Wholesome fucking dude. I may not agree with everything he says, but he was objectively doing a good thing. And a bunch of crybabies fucking wanted to just completely try their hardest to clutch their fucking pearls trying to roast that guy. And every single one of them failed. The only person that could fucking roast him had a gun. And still, at the end of the day, they make their whole goddamn thing look so much worse for them. Of course, every single time he goes to a college, even the professors unglue their lazy asses out of their fucking seats to come over there and talk shit with their little foo-foo wrists and all that shit. Like, it's fucking disgusting, honestly. It just keeps going. It keeps fucking going. The movement is cannibalizing itself, and at the same time, nobody's seeing it. They're all sitting at the fucking dinner table eating with them. It's disgusting. You know, and people apparently heard that the guy was fucking, the guy confessed or whatever. It's like, shoot me, I did it. It's like, no, okay, yeah, believe the first thing, right? Much as someone confessed, well, how the fuck? Anyway, we're going to hear more shit unfold about that, so I'm not going to go over it at all really that much. It just, he's a good fucking dude. There was no reason for that shit to happen. Anyway.
Of corrupt, woke judges releasing convicted criminals after they get arrested 14 times, put them back on the streets just because they're black. Capital B, black, ladies and gentlemen. They put them back on the streets, and guess what? They're violent assholes, and they kill random people. So, I've covered this story, and I will talk about it again, briefly. This is...
And just to, you know, cover some bases before motherfuckers get all booty tickled about shit, this isn't a black thing. This isn't a black thing. It's a what the fuck thing, you know? I personally don't care about the numbers. I understand the numbers. They're kind of fucking crazy. But at the same, you know, it's just one of those like, dude, we have a situation in our country where some fuck shit happens, and if it's anyone other than a black person, everyone hears about it immediately. A black person does something to a white person, they do try to bury it in the fucking news. They either try to bury it, or no one wants to talk about it because it's like, oh shit, the elephant in the room. Like, the fuck, dude? No one's immune. No one should be immune to being basically ostracized for being a fucktard. Dude, if you are killing people, if you were hurting people, if you were going to jail, what is this guy, like 14, 13 times this guy went to jail for violent, fucked up shit? He is allowed to walk. Why? He's already established to be schizophrenic and a whole bunch of other shit. Put him in the fucking asylum. Do something. I know a person that got fucking locked up for, what was it, like 6 months because they tried to off themselves, right? This guy was arrested for violent shit, larceny, fucking a whole bunch of fucked up shit. Didn't he also beat the shit out of his sister or something? Like, dude, why the fuck are you allowed to walk the streets? You are a liability for everyone's safety. Like, fuck off. It's not a black thing. It's not a white thing. It's not a fucking Jew thing. It's not a whatever thing. It's a human being doing fucked up things, and no one's being held accountable. It should be that fucking simple, and I believe it is that simple. Hello, Lyra.
This is a guy, I'm not going to show you this whole video, obviously. It's not letting me. He stabs someone on the train. He leaves, blood is everywhere, and she dies. And I'm not going to actually show it to you because that's horrible. And she dies, and no one goes to help her. I've covered this already yesterday, but I wanted to do a bit of a deep dive today because I will admit it's one of the worst things ever. If you watch the actual video, it's gut-wrenching. She's stabbed, and then it takes her like 10 seconds to die and bleed out.
That's
With no one on the train helping her. It's truly
Dude, it's so fucked up too, because like apparently like a bunch of people were there, and they're just like, oh, I don't want to get stabbed. I mean, I get it. You don't want to get stabbed, right? The person's already experiencing the stabbing. They're probably fucking dead anyway. Get stabbed in the neck like what, 3-4 times? Like, yeah, that's obviously pretty fucking lethal. Kind of like Charlie Kirk got shot in the throat, like dead for no fucking reason because of bullshit. People not wanting to just like lock up the crazy animals that are running around doing fuck shit. Lock them the fuck up. Throw away the key. I don't care. Light them on fire. Do whatever. But they don't need to be walking the streets. Probably the light them on fire thing's banned against the Geneva Conventions. You probably shouldn't do that, but you get the point. Like, evil people need to get the fuck off our planet. Or go sit at the bottom of the jail. Like, it's so fucking exhausting.
a horrifying situation. And I'm very excited to show you the Hassan opinion, because Hassan opinion is that actually the reason why this is happening is because we don't have enough socialism. That's right. If we had socialism, this wouldn't happen, according to Hassan. I'm going to show you his coverage.
Of course a retard would say something retarded, right? I mean, Hassan is a fucking dipshit of astronomical proportions. But this is the thing. I don't feel like he believes half the shit he fucking says, honestly. I'm not going to say that he's being paid. I think at the end of the day, he just knows that it'll be the least amount of resistance to get the clout he wants by going and grifting into that territory. I truly believe that's the case. But anyway.
The entire leftoid coverage has got to be one of the most obviously evil things. This is like actually a George Floyd tier moment as far as awakenings go. Except there are no riots, and people are not worried about looting happening in their stores. So no other politician has the balls to do this over fear of being called racist. Trump is one of one. And I think that's true. Since Obama, this has kind of been like a zipped up subject. No one was ever allowed to talk about things like this. You were not allowed to say, wait a second, I'm beginning to notice the statistics that crime in black neighborhoods perpetrated by black people seems to somehow be higher than white neighborhoods with white people. Now you can argue that it's all a bunch of factors. It's about woke people that are releasing judges, woke judges that are releasing criminals that aren't properly being arrested. Perhaps it's something else. Maybe the Jews are controlling it. I don't know what it is. The Jews are controlling the black people. Maybe that's what's going on. No one knows. Everyone and their mother has a different conspiracy theory as to why that is. I would say their father, but this.
Yeah, the dad could be a big portion of it, but it's a weird thing, because I live in the Bay Area, California, right? There's a lot of fuck shit that happens. There's a lot of crazy shit that happens in, I will say without saying, those communities. Now, it's not inherently them. There's so many fucking factors that all it's like a death by 1,000 cuts kind of scenario. There's so many little factors that all add up to the giant factor of just bad influence on top of not having a dad. But I don't think that, because look, I have a friend of this particular descent, right? Doesn't have a father, fucking hates him. He does have a father, he just wasn't raised with him, he fucking hates him. He was a terrible, example of a father. But he grew up to be an absolute fucking awesome human. He takes care of his mom, he has a fucking job, he works his ass off. He's helping his mom pay the bills, she's partially handicapped, he's a fucking good ass dude. It's not a color thing. It's just fucked up because, you get... Look, man, I don't really care if people want to complain about this, but there is a thing that happens with music, right? There's a difference between listening to, E40 and listening to like Young Boy or whatever. E40 is trying to build a community and pull everybody out of the fucking hood. Young Boy is the kind of guy that's going to sit, driving a fucking Escalade shooting AKs out the fucking sunroof. Which is more cool when you're a teenager, when you're growing up? Which is more cool as a teenager? Acting hard That's going to be the thing that's going to get more playtime. E40 is a motherfucking legend. A legend. Everybody knows about it. But if you compare his views to how legendary he is, and then compare Young Boy to how his fucking young he is, who's watching his videos? Who's emulating his shit? All the people that aren't getting arrested. So yeah, I don't believe it's a black thing. I believe it's a fucking shitty influence thing, and people fucking are terrible with this shit. Oh, if this is cool to be an asshole and run around do whatever it takes to get the bag, like, well, that whole whatever it takes thing is kind of bad, because that's a, end justifies the mean bullshit. No, dude, the mean is evil. Don't fucking do it. Don't be like this.
Person has no father, their father is in jail. I could give you a million ideological reasons why this probably goes down, and I've covered this in the previous video, but the end result is the same. There is a crazy rise in violence, and black fatigue is definitely on the rise. So this is Trump. He gave a special, dedicated video to this story, which is insane. And no one thought this was going to happen. And of course, all the people that hate Trump say, even Trump's not talking about it. And then he gave a little dedicated video for it. The mainstream media is not broken at all. In fact,
You know what? I'm not going to skip your commercial, Nux. All right. Just letting you know, I'm not going to skip your fucking commercial. By the way, Ground News is kind of dope, though. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, let's let him cook for a moment.
It is functioning exactly as it was designed. It exists to manipulate you, to divide you, to feed your fear, your outrage, your distraction, while pretending that all of it is information. Now, I've been sifting through the mainstream media for years, and I will tell you this plainly. The media is not here to tell you the truth. It is here to shape your truth without you even realizing it. They're keeping you emotionally hijacked, cognitively blind, addicted to narratives engineered by people who have zero interest in informing you at all. This is not journal.
All right, so I look, I'm going to let it play, but I do have to say, though, at the end of the day, one of the things to always keep in mind when it comes to influences regarding news and all that shit, follow the fucking money. If you look at NBC and all the, whatever it is, look at who funds them the most. That's going to be the bullshit that they try to indoctrinate you with. It's pretty simplistic, but if you're just a normie or whatever the fuck people want to call it these days, just a person that just takes in the information at face value and runs with it, then you're not going to see past that. You're not going to see past that at all. Follow the fucking money. The money is what pushes everything. And no, it's not the goddamn Jews. Stop with that shit. That's exhausting. I have blame the Jews fatigue, to be honest.
Journalism. This is mass psychological warfare. This is why I use Ground News. It's not just a news app, it's a tactical weapon. For seeing through all the fog, Ground News pulls all of these stories from every source, whether it's liberal, conservative, state-run, corporate-owned, billionaire-owned, and they will show you the biases, the ownerships of who owns the outlets that wrote the articles they spin. And then finally, my favorite is what's being left out of that article. I always talk about, let's look for what's missing. Well, Ground News shows you that on every story. So you're going to watch these narratives fracture in real time. You're going to spot manipulation like it's lit up in neon lights. And once you see how disgusting and coordinated all this stuff is, you're not going to be able to unsee it. But Ground News is different. It puts the power back in the people's hands instead of the news. So go to ground.news/Nux. Scan the QR code or hit the link in the description. You've got 40% off the same plan that I use. Don't keep trusting the people reading scripts for the elites. Stop being programmed and start seeing the depth of what's actually going on.
And here's a picture of it. This is the picture of it. And this is a picture of the woman, a beautiful young girl that never had problems in life.
Until
with a
now.
Magnificent future in this country. And now she's dead. She was slaughtered by a deranged monster who was roaming free after
Facts.
14 prior arrests.
Yeah, 14. That's wild.
True. Completely true. And, of course, the leftist media is making this black guy the victim. I'm not even...
No, and you know what? Like, honestly, the fucking judges that continue to let this guy out, like, whether it's cashless bail or just in general, it's like, dude, the guy is homeless. So letting him out on cashless bail on a promise that he's going to pay back later, like, what the fuck what kind of delusions are you in right now? He's not going to pay you back. He's never going to have the money. Dude's a fucking schizophrenic. He's probably just going to move wherever he can, hitchhiking, doing whatever the fuck he can do to get away from all of the responsibilities he needs to take care of because he's not sane. Not at all. Categorically broken. And you let the fucker free. Look what he did. Instead of, instead of actually talking about it and be like, oh wow, this happened. They didn't want to talk about it at all. It's fucking disgusting.
Even joking. Like, first, the media, they tried their best to bury the story. They tried not to cover it. It only actually got popular because Elon Musk decided to buy Twitter one day.
Fucking
If Twitter
awesome.
wouldn't have been bought by Elon Musk, no one would even know this fucking happened because the media tried to hide it. That's one. That's one. Two, now they're making him the victim.
Barf.
The black fellow, the murderer. They're making him the victim, including people like Hassan Piker. So, J.D. Vance said, the reality is that the gross majority of the violent crime is committed by a very small group of people, and we should be throwing them in prison. Base!
To be fair, though, the ones that create the crimes, not just them in general. We're not doing that. Just saying, you gotta actually be guilty of something. But anyway, I know that's not what he was saying, but I just thought I'd clear that up because sometimes the less is more things make sense, but when things can be taken out of context and misconstrued, it's important to add maybe a few more details. So that way, it's like impossible to be a retard. Anyway.
Base!
Actually, no, it's never impossible to be a retard with some of these people. So anyway, continue.
Base? True!
Yes,
More than half of the violent crime is committed by young black males. That's about 3 to 4% of the population. Also, true, by the way. And it's absolutely insane to look at this shit. It really is. Again, I don't think it's inherent black people are inferior type thing, which is what the left is trying to say that the right is saying.
And we're not fucking saying it. We're not fucking... You know what? Strangely enough, I'm not even fucking right-wing. I mean, I might be, like, right-leaning libertarian. I know that's a bad word these days. Everybody's like, libertarians, they're just like fence-sitters. I'm like, no, it's just that I don't believe being hardcore right or hardcore left is going to do anybody any good. There's good points on both sides. One just has more fake virtue bullshit, and the other one's just like, I want to lower the taxes and, keep things like relatively like smooth sailing and all this other shit. And anyway, not going down the rabbit hole, but yeah, whatever.
The left is doing their best to say, look at all the racism that people are saying that black people are inherently inferior. That's not what most people on the right are saying. Most people are saying, you have judges releasing violent criminals, you have societies and cultures, the criminals get released, the crimes don't get enforced, the people don't get stuck in jail, they have no father at home, it's a single mom, it's not a nuclear family, they are incentivized to live as victims, they're not told that they could do anything because of this existential white supremacy that is inherently destroying them completely, systemically. No fucking shit these communities are gonna get violent as fuck. Like, what are we talking?
I know. It's like telling them that there's something like that everybody fucking hates them and all this other shit. You're basically throwing fuel in a gas tank that really didn't exist. You gave them the gas tank, you put the fuel in it, you gave them a pack of matches. What the fuck do you think they're gonna do with it? This would have been the same with any fucking culture. And why do you think fucking everybody's getting so pissed in general? Because it's like, shit. One of the reasons I got off Facebook, I don't know, probably 6 some odd years ago or whatever, I got off Facebook because I woke up, went to go take a shit, scrolling through the phone, whatever, and I saw 15 different people I know that I thought were like hella cool, whatever, are posting articles and they're agreeing with it, saying that, oh, white people are inherently racist. I'm like, oh, I was born white, what the fuck? As well as all the news articles just naturally popping up in my feed. I was like, dude, there is no more adult conversation to be had here at all. Like, I shouldn't even have to argue my point against it. And so I just fucking left. I was like, this is retarded. This is a cesspool of fucking retards. The fact is, most of these people are posting these articles because they don't want to look racist. I'm like, why the fuck? Why would you look racist? Are you walking around saying, oh, I hate black people, or I hate Jews, or I hate fucking whatever? Like, are you actually walking around saying it? Have you ever had that opinion? Why the fuck are you, like, dude, you're wearing the shoe that they gave you. Why the fuck are you wearing the shoe that someone else basically put on you for that? It's dumb as fuck, like, honestly. And when I say retard, retard's not a strong enough word. Like, honestly.
talking about. It's insane. And no, this is not coming from a racist place. This is coming from a I have fucking eyes place.
Yeah, I know pattern recognition's a bitch, right? You see things, you're like, oh shit. Can't say anything though because you're racist to even point out a pattern, but whatever.
When 5% of the population, black males, are committing 50% of the homicides, that's fucking horrifying. And if you watch it...
But I will say though, they're mainly killing each other, but that doesn't change the fact that they're a human fucking life. Whether they're killing each other, killing anybody else, the deaths are still fucking happening.
Every detective movie and every detective show and every police movie, that's never the case. Ever. Never. Yeah. It's a 95% evil, white, straight guy that's the killer in almost every single fucking movie. So there is this obvious propaganda trying to basically throw you off balance here, and the media is actually starting to lose. So JD Vance tweets, law enforcement arrested this thug 14 times. It wasn't law enforcement that failed. It was weak politicians like you who keep letting him out of prison. Completely correct. He was arrested. Now, I do think law enforcement fails a lot by the fact that they don't even arrest a lot of the criminals. But I think one of the reasons why law enforcement is so weak on actually arresting the criminals is because they just let them the fuck out, dude. They just let them out again and again and again. So why even worry? Why even work hard to arrest these people if the judges just put them back on the streets? Now, can you hear the screaming? I don't give a shit what you call it, says JD.
That's wild.
You call me a racist? I don't give a shit what you call it. I fucking love this. Is the greatest tweet of all time. I don't give a shit what you call it. No. Dude,
it's crazy the kind of shit that has come out of this new cabinet, and you know, in this regard, like some of them are epic trolls, and some of them just like, man, I'm glad someone took the fucking gloves off. It's like, oh, I hurt your feelings. I don't give a shit.
You're a racist for noticing. Wow, so racist of me to notice. Anyway, breaking news. Let's see what Caroline Leavitt had to say in her press briefing before we show you Hassan's bullshit.
By the way, before we go any further, she is going to be the first female president. I swear. I swear. I mean, look, I'm not betting any money on it, but I'll tell you what, most likely the case.
Shoplifting. Brown had previously served 5 years in prison for a robbery with a deadly weapon charge, and he had also forfeited bonds 3 different times, twice in 2014 and once in 2023. Despite all of this past documented criminal history, when Brown was arrested yet again in January of this past year, a Democrat judge, who I will add was a strong supporter of former Vice President Kamala Harris, released this insane criminal once again without requiring him to pay any bail. He simply had to sign a written promise to return for his court hearing.
That's it, baby. No cash-free bail, free release, but he wrote her a letter.
Think about how crazy it is to ask a career criminal, someone who by definition repeatedly breaks the law, to just sign a written promise.
Well, I mean, what the fuck? I mean, what kind of a written promise would that be? Like, especially from a guy that probably thinks there's fucking tweakers living in the walls. Which, in some places, it's actually true, depending on how fucking degenerate the neighborhoods are. But, like, really, though. This, actually, I would love to see the letter. I want to see exactly how retarded it is. Like, did you go to a library, type it up, have it printed out, or did you write it with, like, a crayon? Like, what in the fuck? This guy seems like an absolute dipshit. Like, what kind of a letter was this?
Come back again another day. This is madness. This monster should have been locked up. An arena should still be alive. In shoplifting.
So, obviously, a lot of people are insane. All right? A lot of people are actually crazy.
True.
And it's getting really, really obvious to notice who the crazy people are by the way they cover different political situations. People on the left do their absolute best to say that, well, why should he be still in prison? He didn't kill anyone yet. What do you mean? He didn't even kill anyone yet. Why should he?
Yet. But this goes back to pattern recognition, right? You see progressively worse and worse and worse crimes, and then, oh, one of them turns out he's schizophrenic and all this other shit. I'm like, dude, this guy is a powder keg that's waiting to go off. I mean, if people can't see that, if you can get fucked, if you can go to jail 14 times for for a shit. Someone didn't pick up on it? Or is it just like, oh, I don't want to deal with this guy. It's just, all right, we'll accept your stupid apology and, whatever, you can pay us later. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? It's dumb as shit.
Why should he stay in prison when he didn't get to kill anyone yet? Hutch is a lefty. This guy, a diagnosed schizophrenic, was arrested in January for calling 911 too many times during a psychotic break. That was one of his 14 arrests. Him being released from custody after an offense like that is standard. Whatever your opinions on cashless bail is, it shouldn't happen. It has fuck all to do with the stabbing. Actually, that is completely fucking retarded. With all due respect.
Retarded.
Nothing against Hutch.
No, I mean, literally. If he was in jail, the woman would not be dead. It's so fucking simple. Like, it's literally, 2 + 2 = 4. Are you kidding me? He should have been in jail for all the dumb shit he did. And if he was, this woman would still be alive. She would have 3 less stab wounds in her fucking neck. It's so fucking simple.
Aside from it being a lefty. What are you talking about? They put a diagnosed schizophrenic with a history of violence, 14 arrests, including beating his sister, and aggravated assault, and larceny, and armed robbery. They put him back on the fucking street. Well, surely the 15th arrest would rehabilitate this guy. Absolutely. What are you doing? What is this logic? Yes, it absolutely has a lot to do with the stabbing. That they're releasing someone that they know is a fucking retarded, violent man. Absolutely, it has something to do with the stabbing. And so the reporters decided to ask her, questions, talking about all this stuff.
Democrats have tried to argue that red states have higher crime rates while overlooking problems of high crime in blue cities. I'm wondering if the president would consider working with red state governors to fix high crime in blue cities.
Hold on, red state governor. Alright, so I'm pretty sure he's offered his assistance to red states as well as blue states, and the blue states, what they did was turn him down, and he said, we don't need your help. Actually, I remember this case. It actually happened 2 weeks ago. This woman got yanked out of her car, her fucking arm was broken, and it was from a person of a certain, walk of life anyway. The point is, though, is she goes out and tweets or posts on wherever the fuck, I don't remember, I just remember seeing the shit, and she's basically saying, no, Trump, we don't need your fucking help. It's like, you literally have a broken arm from a fucking carjacking, and you still want no help. It makes me wonder if you even fucking called the cops. It's so fucking retarded how people get on this shit. I don't understand it at all. I can't understand. It's not meant to be understood. It's just meant to be, you fucking bow to the shit, or you get, canceled, or get called this, get called that, this ism and that fucking ist, and all. Dude, just fuck off. Fuck all the way off. Find the nearest exit and just dip. And hopefully that's out of orbit.
In Memphis, Tennessee.
So, you see the question is, but the crime rates in red states are so high. Would Trump do... All right, get ready for this one.
So, first of all, I want to get to the premise of your question, Reagan, which is being pushed by Democrats, that there is crime in red states. Of course, there is crime in all states, but the crime in these cities is all in cities that are run by Democrats. If you look at the list of the top 20 high crime cities in the United States...
Get ready for the percentage.
Every single one, with the exception of one,
that's 95%.
Louisiana, is run by a Democrat. And these Democrats...
95% of the 20 most violent cities are Democrat-run cities.
...have supported the same policies that I spoke about at the beginning of this briefing.
So the leftists are doing their absolute best to say, well, it's all the red states that have violence in them. The red states are statistically the most violent. Yeah, but it's the Democrat-run blue city that happens to be in a red state. The red state where you could get guns, the blue city where they don't arrest fucking criminals and they put them back on the street. So it's all the blue cities in red states that have the crime rates up. No fucking shit.
And what about the fucking Capitol? The Capitol's another great example of the shit. It's like, dude, the Capitol fucking DC was apparently the most violent capital in the entire fucking world. And this is in America. What the fuck? That makes no goddamn sense. That shit was a disease that was unchecked for way too fucking long, and I'm glad somebody fucking dropped off a couple of armed-ass motherfuckers over there called the military to come handle some bullshit, because, you know what? It needed it really fucking bad.
Cashless bail. If you look at a red state, Mississippi, but a Democrat-run city in that state, Jackson, in 2019, Jackson, Mississippi eliminated cash bail for virtually all misdemeanor cases. And
you know, that's a good thing. You know, the thing is, if people, criminals specifically, feel like they're actually going to go to jail and get punished for the shit they do, they might not want to do it. Like, they actually might reconsider. Strange fucking logic.
And while Jackson is not formally a sanctuary city, the state of Mississippi formally banned sanctuary cities, and this city has acted as a de facto sanctuary city for criminals and illegal aliens since 2017. Same thing, Birmingham, Alabama, a Democrat-run city in a red state. In 2017, the Birmingham City Council unanimously passed a resolution, quote, committing to establish sanctuary policies. So if you actually look at the facts from these Democrat-run cities, these are cities that are run by Democrats and by members of the Democrat Party. These are blue cities, and they have all supported these disastrous policies which allow repeated career criminals back on.
We can't arrest criminals. Arresting criminals is bad. No, we can't arrest illegal immigrants. No, sanctuary cities, guys.
To the streets to further commit acts of violence.
Arrest a black man? That's racist.
And so to answer your question, yes, the president wants to work with anyone across this country who wants to end these horrible policies and to bring law and order to our streets. And I think that is proven by his tremendous cooperation with the mayor of Washington, D.C. and our nation.
We are living in a world where the president of the United States is like, we want to end crime. And the Democrats are like, fuck you, Mr. President. We want crime. I know that sounds pretty simplistic, but that's literally what we're dealing with here.
It is that simplistic. It's not no, this is not brain surgery. Not at all. This is not brain surgery. You know, if there's no incentive not to break laws, and people are already mentally like in a mindset where they feel like, well, it's not even about feelings. If they're more or less trained by their upbringing to commit crimes and do a bunch of fucked up shit, there's nothing standing in the way. They will continue to fucking do it, and this shit will spread like wildfire, and it has. Look at Detroit. Detroit is fucking awful. Chicago is awful. Parts of the Bay Area are fucking awful. LA is awful. San Diego. You can't walk anywhere without it smelling like shit. Well, if you're downtown anyway. There's plenty of places in Diego that are fine too, but no, like, you go to these big cities where they don't fucking stop crime, it creates a whole, like, thing in their culture where they're just like, shit, well, I don't have to worry about this. It's all good. I'm just going to keep fucking doing it. Knock them down until they don't get back up. Keep at it. Don't just arrest one of them. Arrest a fucking bunch of them. And make sure you actually try them to the fullest extent of the fucking law. Especially in this case, this motherfucker, well, we were just talking, but this motherfucker arrested 14 times, beat the shit out of his sister, technically now a registered schizophrenic. Powder keg. Lock him the fuck up.
Here. So, good thing that hoax was destroyed. In regards to this situation, and this image will forever be burned into my retinas, I think it's truly a horrifying fucking image. This is after he stabbed her, and she just...
That is so fucked. That is so fucked up, because it's like, you know, this is one of those things, right? If, like, look, if you're walking in traffic, right, or like the side of the highway, and if you're going to get hit by a car, right, would you rather see it coming? I don't think I would. I'd rather just go out peacefully. This case is kind of crazy because she looks up and sees this man. And then she gets stabbed in the fucking throat multiple times. God damn it, this is fucking disgusting.
Just looks up at him terrified, not even knowing that she's going to be dead in 10 seconds before she bleeds out. And this dude was put in information, federal charges officially filed for this killer to get the death penalty. Now, I don't know if it's going to happen. I fully fully support it. I think that it should be public. I don't want to see an electric chair. I want to see a public
Hey, firing squads, that shit was great. You know? I mean, because, like, look, I guess they'd load up a fucking shitload of guns. You know, only one of them would be live. So, basically, not any of the shooters would actually know which gun was live. So not one of them would really know who took the killing shot. It's not really that important, but anyway, I feel like a firing squad is appropriate. Guillotines are too much. Hangings too much, and if they actually hung the guy, the leftoids would just be like, see, look, the racists, they're hanging more black people. Like that, no, that's just that's an avoidable bullshit thing that would happen all over the internet, and it would actually kind of regress all the improvements that we've tried to make and have fallen flat on their face. Not because they weren't good attempts, not because they weren't worthy. It's just because every time we do something, you know, it's like you move 3 steps forward and get knocked fucking 5 steps back. You know. No, this fucker needs to die. And I know that sounds crazy. It's like, oh, it fucking sounds kind of violent. No, I mean, dude, he did some fucked up shit. He's proven that he's going to continue to do fucked up shit, as he's been released multiple fucking times on some fucked up shit. The fact that you have to, like, pretty much draw a picture of the whole scenario for these dumbass fucking brainlets to understand is disgusting, and they can vote. That's crazy.
execution. I want to see, like, an actual public decapitation. I think that shit like that's the only way to do it. Listen, man, if it worked for God, it works for me. What can I say? Leviticus 24:17. Someone takes someone else's life, they should be executed.
Understandable completely. But personally, I think what might be kind of fun, though, you know those fucking stockades that, you know, they fucking lock your arms and your head into it and kind of leave you out in public for a while? That might be an interesting, like, step, you know, as he's waiting for his trial, you know, just kind of put him in one of those and everybody used to throw rotten fruit at him and shit. Which would include tomatoes, just in case anybody hasn't read the dictionary or anything. But yeah. Yeah, totally. The stockade would be great.
It's biblical. A biblical punishment. What can I say? Beautiful. Now, the New York Times finally decides to cover the story after about 3 days. And this is what they say. A gruesome murder in North Carolina ignites a firestorm on the right. What? Security footage captured an unprovoked stabbing in Charlotte, right, that's bad, became an accelerant for conservative arguments about the perceived failings of Democratic policies.
Perceived is a crazy fucking bit of, like, mental gymnastics and bullshit. Perceived? No. 14 times. 14. Count them. 1 all the way to 14. He fucked up many times, proven to everyone that he's a fucking retard and should not be around. And a violent retard at that. If you were going to beat up your own fucking sister, chances are you have no, like mental block or faculties that will stop you from beating the shit out of anyone, as well as stabbing some random woman on a train. Like, what the fuck? Perceived? What the fuck are you talking about? It's a huge failure on Democratic side. You don't have to be a right-winger to see it. You just have to be not a fucking dumbass. You have to not be so audience captured by all your fucking stupid ass Twitter and Facebook friends to actually just be like, oh wow, I'm thinking for my fucking self, and I'm not letting you think for me. Like, look, someone killed somebody. Bad man. Put him in jail. Oh, but it's black, and we don't want to do that because it's going to make other people look racist. And like, I don't fucking care. Put him in jail. Put him in jail. Lock him up. It's not difficult.
So the New York Times finally covers it. It's not actually about the situation. It's about the people that are covering it. Thanks, Shoeonhead, for tweeting this. This is retarded.
Fucking
this is
Shoe.
Insane. What are we doing here?
Shoe, honestly, it is crazy because she calls herself a leftist, right? And I think she probably stands by a lot of, you know, points on their side, but she's she's kind of like a crazy, non-crazy fence sitter, in a good way. I don't mean to, use the term fence sitter because I've been called that myself. But I think she hasn't realized yet she's somewhere as a libertarian, kind of, just kind of. She kind of is. Recently, probably more right-leaning, but Shoehead's fucking dope. Underrated, honestly.
There is a problem in this country. Well, if this shit could happen and it wouldn't even be in the news, and they're so mad that people noticed it. Dude, George Floyd was a criminal that was killed by the cartels for giving him fentanyl, which he used to kill himself. And they burnt the fucking country down. What are we doing?
I actually, I was watching a bunch of live streams at that time period, and I saw a bunch of crazy shit. Like, it's literally fucking weird because they're mad at the cops for being rough with a man that was basically ODing on fucking fentanyl, right? That was let in by a shitty fucking presidential run. Let all that shit happen, all right? I'm watching these live streams, right? There was one in Milwaukee, the place I used to fucking live too, by the way. Milwaukee, right? They were pushing over light posts. They were pushing fucking bus stops into the street, like the big old glass ones, pushing them into the fucking streets. And they were literally standing there, and I heard this black woman. She's all, "Oh shit, there's a car full of white people. They white. Let's go get them and shit." I'm like, what the fuck? Because a cop was rough with essentially a dying man, which they didn't know at the time, and he was just fucking high or whatever. It's like, so you're trying to tell me that a couple states over, you're just going to go and try to beat the shit out of a bunch of white people simply because they're white? Who in the fuck gave you a brain? Like, because it doesn't work. And people wonder why everyone's just fucking pissed. Being born, you're now guilty for shit. We all have free will. We all know what right and wrong is. Why aren't people exercising the whole right and wrong thing? Like, really, it's become so fucking disgusting.
It's so evil. But you think this is the worst part of the New York Times article? What if I told you it gets literally way worse? So let's look at the New York Times article. After the video's release, a number of influential conservatives also accused major news outlets, including the New York Times, of ignoring the story because of the crime committed by a capital B black man against a minuscule W white woman. The reason for the media silence is Dinesh D'Souza, the right-wing commentator, wrote in an online post on Sunday, if the killer was white, small w, well, this would get coverage. Of course, it were a white assailant murdering a black victim, capital B, it would be a front page of our headlines everywhere. The idea that the mainstream news outlets downplays crimes committed by capital B black people has become more of a talking point in some conservative circles in recent years. Yeah, because it's true.
Really? Only blind men wouldn't be able to read that. For obvious fucking reasons. But still, if you told him that, he wouldn't be so retarded to be like, oh shit, well that sucks. That's crazy word. Hey, look. News. Stop covering shit up and just be fucking honest. Now, if you were honestly retarded, maybe you should just keep your fucking mouth shut, but you all know right from wrong. Stop with the fucking weird gymnastics, all the weird strings you're trying to pull to try to manipulate people to believe you're trash. Most people are starting to catch on. We're starting to fucking catch on, dude.
It's true. The critique had emerged even as liberal critics of the news have argued that crime average by American news outlets is distorted by anti-capital B black bias. In North Carolina, as other southern states, newspapers in the Jim Crow era often egregiously exaggerated stories about capital B black criminality. Among other things, such stories served as a precursor to white supremacist, small W, uprising in Wilmore, North Carolina, 1898, in which at least 60 capital B black men were killed. Alright, so let's talk about this for a second. This is an article talking about how people say that black on white crime is a lot. Okay, it is a lot. It is a lot. Statistically, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
How much more of entire article is talking about how people are criticizing you for not covering it, then talking about how 60 black men were killed in 1898. Then the third thing that I think we need to talk about is the fact that black has capital B every single time, and white has a small W every single time. What the fuck? New York.
I know, that seems like super fucking intentional, like, honestly. I'm not going to go ahead and speak for anybody, but that seems incredibly intentional. Whatever.
New York Times racial hierarchy. Crime against Irina Zarutska was committed by a capital B black man against a lowercase w white woman. You are a second-class citizen. What the shit are we looking at? What is happening? This is weird as fuck. So people started calling.
It's weird, but I'm not surprised,
right?
man.
People started talking about this. This got 10 million views. Elon Musk retweeted it. So New York Times wrote another article clarifying it. Why we're capitalizing black. All right. Let's see, gamers. Let's see what it's all about.
So it was intentional, anyway.
Why would we lowercase white? The AP style will continue to lowercase the term white in racial and ethnic and cultural sentences. The decision follows our move last month to capitalize black in such cases. We consulted with a wide group of people internally and externally around the globe to consider a variety of commentary in making these decisions. There was clear desire and reason to capitalize black. Most notably, people who are black have strong historical and cultural commonalities. What? Most people that are black have historical and cultural like what, crime? Oh, I'm sorry, that was racist. What are you going to say? Like what? What are you fucking talking about? Well, so do whites. What do you mean? Well, what are you talking about? What's going on? Dude. Even if they're from different parts of the world, even if now they live in different parts of the world that include the shared experience of discrimination due solely skin color. What do you mean? There is at this time less support of capitalizing white because white people generally do not share the same history and culture.
Dude, this is so fucking exhausting. At the end of the day, we all fucking know that a lot of this bullshit about, inequality or whatever stems from the whole notion of fucking slavery. Slavery has existed since the beginning of fucking time. Like, which would also imply that every fucking culture has had slaves. There's still cultures out there that have slaves. No one talks about them. They just talk about America had slaves that were sold to us from black people. And it wasn't even us in a lot of cases, And when I say us, I'm not speaking of the people that should feel guilty for someone's great-great-great-grandparents maybe or maybe not owning a slave, It's so fucking stupid. It's so fucking stupid. It just keeps happening over and over again. It's like a broken fucking record. We had a bad past. So therefore, you need to be nice to us, and you need to, basically sacrifice all the rights so that way we can have a better life. It's like you have the same shit. Like, the fuck? Quit squandering it in your hoods and your bullshit. I know it might even sound racist to say hood or whatever. It's like, dude, oh my God, it just gets so fucking annoying. It's fucking retarded. I am not going to feel bad about some shit that happened fucking 500 years ago, 300 years ago, 2,000 years ago. It's not my fucking problem. I'm just trying to get a fucking paycheck and move on with my life and do my thing. While also not being racist in the process. It doesn't seem that difficult. I'm not responsible for what anyone's grandparents did. I'm responsible for what I do. It's that fucking simple. And the same with everybody else. You're responsible for you. Even if my dad was fucking Hitler, it does not mean that I'm guilty for his shit. I didn't fucking do that. If your dad's fucking Hitler, go ahead and be like, oh shit, this is awful. I think he's a pile of shit. I don't know my great-grandfather or my great-great-great-great whatever the fuck grandfather, I don't know him. I can't stand by and be like, oh, he was a great man. I don't fucking know. I was born in the 80s. Eat dicks. I had nothing to do with slavery. Nobody else that's alive did either. Fuck off. Fuck off. It's a nothing burger. It is a non-thing. It's fucking irrelevant. It does not matter. You are here. Jump on the team. Come in for the big win, or quit. Quit bitching.
or the experience of being discriminated against? You just did! Because of skin color. You literally just did. You literally just fucking did. You don't hate the media enough. You literally don't hate them enough. This is fucking unreal. So this is CNN's website. There's nothing more frightening in America today than an angry white man. So this is the New York Times coverage, right? The New York Times coverage. I can't believe the right is so mad. The right's so mad that a person murdered a white girl on a train for no reason, and they could have been in prison, but they weren't. And CNN's like, yeah, the most dangerous thing right now is white men. I'm telling you, man, this is fucking diabolical.
We're
really
not,
is.
though.
But now, if you look at the Wikipedia articles, like, you'll just see how obvious the narrative is. All right, George Floyd. All right, George Floyd was an African-American man who was murdered by a white police officer in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So it's not true. He died of a fentanyl overdose, actually. But whatever. Anyway, murdered by a white police... Also wasn't murder, because obviously the dude was resisting arrest. But whatever. That's a whole discussion.
I mean, yeah, he may have been high as shit, but he still did it. He still resisted arrest. I mean, at the end of the day, cops aren't going to know what you're high on or what your situation is. If they try to fucking stop you, the best thing you could do is not resist them and just play along with their shit. It doesn't mean they're right, doesn't mean they're wrong. Just literally, what do you think will ever fucking do? If you resist a cop, they're going to shoot you or beat the fuck out of you. Doesn't matter whether they're right or wrong. They have a gun and you don't. They also have the backing of the entire government. What in the fuck do you think you're going to prove by fighting cops? And of course, if you're fucking high as shit on fentanyl, basically doing the nods like, yeah, I mean, you're probably going to resist. But, you know, at the same time, it's not anyone's fault that you decided to take fentanyl. So, fuck you. Your fault. Skill issue. You died because of some stupid shit you fucking did. Whether you died in the care of the police because you're fucking high as shit, or because you died in the care of police because you're high as shit and got your ass beat for resisting. Doesn't matter. Not our fucking problem. Quit burning down our cities because of a small little situation that fucking happened. I don't feel it even needs to be said, but apparently people need pictures painted for them.
Yeah, so George Floyd murdered by a white police officer. Killing of Irina Zarutska. The killing of Irina Zarutska happened over here, over there. A Ukrainian refugee that escaped the Russian invasion was fatally stabbed. Her assailant was arrested. So here it says George Floyd murdered by white police officer.
Yep.
Here it says was stabbed. Assailant arrested. Right.
I know, the assailant has, no color, right? Because it's only racist to point out who killed a white person if they're not white. Retard alert. The fuck? People wonder why people are getting pissed off. It shouldn't be too difficult to figure out why.
Interesting how this keeps happening, huh? Pretty interesting how this keeps happening. Now, the assailant happened to scream, "I killed the white girl. I killed the white girl," right after he stabbed her. But
Right, tell me that's not racially driven anyway.
But apparently that's not important for this. I've covered that in my previous video. Right now it's mostly about the coverage. So obviously this is Jasmine Crockett. Probably the stupidest person in all of Congress. She's losing her seat in Congress actually because of Texas's gerrymandering based. And this is what she had to say because I think it's very interesting.
I want to be clear that law enforcement isn't to prevent crime.
What?
What the fuck's it for then?
Solves crime, okay?
What?
No, you're stupid.
What they are supposed to do. They are supposed to solve crimes, not necessarily prevent them from happening.
You are a fucking hard R-tard. Retard. I know how people will be all like, you said hard R. I'm like, I just wanted to, alright, I want the capital R to be bigger, so therefore it had to be a diamond encrusted R. You know what I mean? Like a really, really, really hard R. An unbreakable R in the retard. Anyway. But yeah, cops are there to prevent, investigate, all of the above when it comes to crimes. Crime is their business. And in some cases create problems. But that's... Honestly, people really have a bad fucking view about cops because at the end of the day, there are shitty ones. There are, just like there's shitty people of every color, walk of, whatever, But if the only thing that the news wants to put out a cop beating the shit out of a black man or beating the shit out of somebody or whatever the fuck it is, if that's the only thing culture sees, especially all these fucking, clickbait retards on Facebook, and all they see is white man, white cop beat the shit out of black man. If that's all they're gonna fucking see, they're just gonna think all cops are shit. When it's not fucking true. There are plenty of shitty ones, plenty of good ones. To sit there and actually think like that whole ACAB fucking movement, it's like if you actually think that all cops are bastards, you might be dumber than you fucking look, which is mind-boggling. That actually is some crazy shit. No. If to think that you don't think about what the position is, right? If your position is to I want to make my community a safer place, the only way I can do it is becoming a cop, and they become a cop. What's wrong with that? That's objectively an awesome thing, And I've known some of them. My cousin's a cop, His thing is, it's like, look, man, I do want things to be safer. He has not yet shot anyone. He's been there in support. He's done the thing. He pulls people over for doing fucked up shit. But, as I've talked to him, he's just like, dude, I really don't care about the whole 10 miles over the speed limit. I don't care about you. Oh, I forgot to put on my blinker. None of that shit. He's like, dude, if I see someone doing some fucked up shit, or if I hear about it, I'm there. It was crazy because I actually watched him, which is wild because I was on my way home from work, and I saw him pulling up to this. We have a grocery store over here, right? This old lady was on the fucking ground, right? This cop, or not cop, this car almost hit her. Because I remember talking to him about 20 minutes after this whole shit happened. He's like, yeah, some car almost hit her, and she fell and broke her fucking walker and all this other stuff. And he's helping her off the ground and standing over there talking to her for a little bit, making her feel better, calming her down and all this stuff. It's like, that is the kind of shit that nobody will ever see on the news. They will never see that anywhere. And that sucks. They're always going to see the bad shit that some of the bad apples do. The good apples, no recognition. That's fucking disgusting.
Per se. I want to be...
What? Law enforcement is not supposed to stop crime? It's only supposed to solve crime? Are you fucking insane? Are you crazy? Law enforcement's just a bunch of guys with fucking floppy hats and magnifying glasses where they walk around and they follow footprints Scooby-Doo style. They're not actually having to stop criminals from murdering people. Silence, everyone. A black woman is speaking. All right, this is important. Lock in. Listen good, because this is what's happening right now. Yeah, no, the clip of this guy, this animal, fucking saying here. Let me show you that clip because people seem to not chat. My chat didn't know about this. So I'm just going to show you. Let me see if I can find it. Listen to this, okay? And tell me this isn't racially motivated.
Whoa.
Twice,
what?
He says, I got that white girl. Twice. If that's not obvious...
I have an interesting take on this. It's kind of weird, right? So you remember how the left is like super big about supporting Ukraine and all this other shit? And they're also big on supporting the African community, regardless of how good or bad that they are, I'm not speaking on anything regarding that. Like, I'm not saying that they are good or are bad. I'm just, whatever. The left is so big about Ukraine and so good about virtue signaling about pretty much anybody who isn't white in America, right? But what happened here? This woman is from Ukraine, right? The place that they fucking were just like, oh, wow, give all of the money to, right? Give, like, fucking... over $100 billion or some shit that they gave to them in support. Where in the fuck are they right now? It's a Ukrainian woman, right? I thought you guys loved them. No? It's just a white woman? Why? Because she has blonde hair and looks like Sydney Sweeney? Y'all are fucking retarded. Like, we see through your bullshit. Just not everybody's, like, saying it out loud because they don't want to get crushed on fucking Twitter or wherever. Like, no. Fuck that.
Proof of, if that's not incredibly obvious proof, that this was racially motivated, I don't know what is. Now, to be clear, this is not surprising, at least to me, unfortunately, because if anyone's actually been paying attention to what's been going on in the Middle East, there was a Hamas terrorist that killed a bunch of Jews on October 7th and called his dad after doing it, and this is what he had to say about it.
طبعا انا قاعد اكلمك من جوا بصير افتح الواتس تبع قول له شوف كيف القتلى شوف كيف قتلت بايدي يابا اليهود اكبر ربي يحميك قاعد اكلمك من جوال يهوديه قتلت جوزها الله اكبر يابا افتح الواتس شوف كيف قتلت يابا الو يابا.
Yeah, so dude, so excited to call his dad. He's so proud. Dad, it's amazing. Open WhatsApp. I sent you pictures. Open WhatsApp. I killed 10 Jews. Their blood is on my hand. Wow. Yeah, not racially motivated, right? They're fighting. They're fighting for the people, right? It's just a resistance, absolutely.
Killing people for existing. You have no control over where you're born or what fucking blood you have in your body. This is fucking retarded. This is awful shit. No, we're not all fucking created equal. At least not in all areas of the world.
And it's the same fucking idea.
Don't care. People get mad.
I killed the white girl. Fucking stop this shit. It's obviously racially motivated. And the world literally coddles the actual criminals. They coddle the fucking criminals. You know, and they do the whole victim culture shit to basically say that, oh, the oppressor is the white guy or the oppressor is the Jew, so therefore killing them, who fucking cares? Yeah, no. This Jasmine Crockett statement has got to be one of the dumbest statements in the history of time. Law enforcement isn't to prevent crime. Very based. I'm really glad. Now, this went viral today, and I think it's important. Just a reminder, this animal still isn't in prison. This is Carmelo Anthony. He stabbed a white guy in cold blood for no reason. Just stabbed him in the heart and admitted to stabbing him. He's not in jail. He's gonna be arrested. But as it stands now, he's on some fucking cash-free bail, just fucking sitting around. Why is he on the street? This is obviously a violent murderer. Why the fuck is he on the street? I don't know. But we have to live like this. Why? Because the Democrat motherfuckers decided that arresting criminals is racism. Or something like that. But we don't have to live like this. Now, this is the woke judge, obviously, much to our surprise.
Oh my god, that fucking Blue Jay needs to eat ass.
She looks exactly like I would have expected if I would have to draw a picture. Fat black woman? Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Now, it turns out that this judge over here, millions of people are finding out you can become a magistrate judge in many states without being a licensed lawyer. Teresa Stokes, surprise, never passed the bar exam. DEI judge that never passed the bar. Fully empowered to let repeat criminal offenders roam the streets to murder innocents. This is lunacy. Yeah. Actual fucking lunacy. And no one would be talking about any of this if Elon Musk didn't buy X. If he wouldn't buy X, no one would know this was happening. No one. Because the mainstream media didn't report it at all. And now they're just reporting how they're being called out by people. Are we a circus? What are we doing? Our country is a circus. Now, it gets even worse, because photo one over here, you can see this is the person that releases criminal in exchange for treatment, and this is the person who owns the treatment center. Now, this might sound like a conflict of interest, but hey, I'm not a lawyer or a magistrate judge, so what do I know? So you have people, all right, you have person becomes a judge without a law degree, releasing the person, forcing them to go to treatment, and they own the treatment center. Interesting. Wow. What?
Yeah, right. Just to let him go. Just to let him fucking go. Stupid as shit.
Wow. So weird. So interesting. This is why the mainstream media is a fucking fraud. That's why I am the media now. This is absolute bullshit. Now, of course, $3.3 million from left-wing NGO, the MacArthur Foundation, went to the Mecklenburg County to reduce the jail population. See, I am also a fan of reducing the jail population, and that's, I think we should execute all murderers. That's my opinion. I think if there is no shadow of a doubt that the person's a murderer, you execute them. And that actually will reduce the jail population, actually. That's my opinion. The very county that released the career criminal DeCarlos Brown 14 times. Follow the money. The Democrats wants criminals on the loose. You see, the Democrats and I do have a lot in common.
I said that shit a minute ago. Follow the fucking money anyway.
All right, we both want to reduce the jail population. I just have a different solution. See, they want to put the murderers back on the streets. I want to execute every murderer. They're a murderer, fucking off with their heads. I'm a simple man. What if they killed a pedophile? All right, whatever. I'm not making the laws here, but I don't think that you should just be going around killing people unless it's self-defense. If he's protecting someone, safe. But if you're a murderer, sorry, bro. What if he murdered a bad person like Batman? First of all, Batman didn't like kill people.
Batman didn't. Yeah, exactly. Batman didn't kill people. He didn't even have a fucking gun. I mean, he probably obviously whoop people's ass and do a lot of shit, but that wasn't his thing. But,
and second of all, we're not living in a vigilante state. What the fuck?
no.
Anyway, moving on. And just like that, the left doesn't care about Ukrainians anymore. I had to survive
Right.
internet every motherfucker with a Ukrainian flag
Exactly.
in their goddamn fucking profile picture. And now none of them care. The people with the Ukrainian flags do not care. Nux is cooking too hard tonight. I don't know, man. Maybe it's a lack of sleep or some shit. But I have to show you the Hassan coverage. Because it might be some of the most diabolical shit I've ever seen in my entire life. So this is Hassan Piker. He is a Turk.
You mean, and I'm using your words, Hassan Diddy Bin Laden Epstein Adolf Piker. And somehow every one of those does apply to many different facets of this fucking retard's personality. But anyway.
Turkish Nepo baby, billionaire, stepson, the son of a billionaire who got a position because his uncle runs a media company. Now, you might recognize him because of how famous he is, but I recognize him because he's the guy that's been known to go to Diddy parties and brothels where he's allegedly been, doing some inappropriate things. Now, I'm not trying to get too deep into the whole terrorist support angle of this, but of course, rabid far-left communist that supports terrorists, this is literally your classic far-lefty. And he is the largest streamer on the left. So let's see his take. I'm sure that he is the largest streamer on the left. I'm sure he has only normal things to say, right? Like, if we think about it, there's no way this guy is gonna blame the Republicans for a black man stabbing a white girl on a train, right?
Alright, so just to be fair, he will blame the Republicans. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that for now.
People are going to turn around and be like, this magistrate actually is woke, and they release him in the wild. No,
True.
the reason why they
Yes.
release him in the wild is because there's no other place for him to go to. Like,
Bitch! No, that's not fucking true. You want to know why it's not true? Because everybody else is still they still have to fucking follow the laws. If I went and did even half the shit he fucking did, I'd be in prison for probably the rest of my fucking life. So shut the fuck up. Like, honestly. You're stupid. And you look like a fucking, like, pedo, like, librarian from 1983 or some shit, dude. You're fucking weird. You can't dress for shit. You're actually terrible. Dude, he invited, like, two weird fashion designer or fashion consultants or whatever to his place, and it's like, they kept, like, trying their hardest to be, a part of some shit, and all they did was, like, lightweight roast him on a couple things, and they gave him not 1 ounce of fucking glaze for any of his shit. Like, dude, you look like a fucking substitute teacher or librarian, dude. Like, just whatever. You're stupid.
like we don't
Jail? It's not because the judge is woke. It's because there was nowhere to put him. What?
have a normal process here to be like, hey, let's get you some free healthcare, because at that
Oh, the reason why the black man murdered a white girl and said I got the white girl after being arrested 14 times is because we don't have free health care.
It's not free. It comes out of everybody's tax. Stop. Shut up.
It's because we're not living in a communist utopia. That's why. Oh!
point, he's just a dude with a criminal record who has served his time and is very clearly
Not enough time.
schizophrenic. Like that.
So he shouldn't be on the streets. If he's clearly a violent schizophrenic, he should not be on the streets.
Lock
Now
him up.
remember, I support opening the asylums. We should throw all these motherfuckers in an asylum. Absolutely. Straitjacket, padded walls. Eat Jell-O and fucking play Connect 4 with retards. I support that. You know who doesn't support that? The left. That's right. See, Hassan just wants me to pay more taxes and give more of my money to this poor guy so he can have more money when he kills people.
He's like, tax the rich, but not me. Nope.
He hasn't done this gruesome stabbing yet. Instead,
That's the argument. They're all making. But he didn't kill anyone yet. Why should he be in prison? He was arrested 14 times for violent crimes. It's inevitable that this is going to happen.
Yeah.
What are you fucking talking
They
about?
get worse and worse until they
of
kill
bringing him to a facility, giving him the proper mental care and the drugs necessary to keep him stable.
Yeah,
They're
he needs drugs. That's what he needs. He needs a padded cell. He needs to be thrown into a fucking asylum.
like,
You know, it's an interesting take though to say that he needs drugs or all this other shit. It's like, you know, like most of these fucking like, you know, school shootings and mass shootings, they're on people with fucking, they're on like SSRI uptake inhibitors and fucking, you know, all these weird psychotropic drugs that are prescribed because they have mental fucking issues. Like, and the thing is, if you look at the insert, I know I'm going to sound Alex Jones as fuck saying this, but like, look, if you look at all the inserts, it says, by the way, it could cause this, including fucking suicidal thoughts and violent behavior. Like, what the fuck? They're giving you medication. They're giving a violent person, in many cases, medication that could potentially increase their violent behavior or potentially suicidal behavior. Like, the fuck? Medication, not always the case. Sometimes you just gotta lock somebody up and be like, all right, this motherfucker's broken, and since he hasn't killed somebody yet, we can't necessarily, execute the guy. But now you can. Now you can. You guys waited too long. You let a fucking wild animal out in the public, and look what he fucking did.
You know, we'll figure it out later down the line. Brown's mom says the court should have never let her son be out in the community knowing he had mental health issues and previous arrests.
All right, so the mom of the killer disagrees with Hassan. Hassan says they should have let him go because they had nothing better to do. The mom of the killer says they shouldn't have released him. All right, so, whatever. Nice. Love that.
CMPD's community policing team was well acquainted with
gets
Brown.
worse.
They encountered him 3 times in 2024 and referred him to resources each time. CMPD has still not answered my questions asking what these resources are, if he accepted any of them, if police have any recourse if they keep encountering someone who refuses to help, and why Brown wasn't arrested if he was accused of criminal activity. Like, what do you do in that situation? You know what I mean?
You put them away forever. You never let them back into the public. Obviously. They're
pretty
a danger
much.
to society. You don't ever put them in the public ever. Because, they can kill somebody. In fact, this guy did.
I mean, it's terrifying. It's a terrifying thing that took place.
Right, true.
And
That's about the only, like, fucking smart thing he said probably in the last, 6 months. Except for I did hear him say, he called Destiny Sex Pestiny. That shit's funny. But anyway.
conservatives, of course, have, moved on. Or they haven't moved on. They immediately started slamming the imagery everywhere, all around the internet, to say...
Oh, no! The conservatives are talking about a thing that happened that represents a systemic problem in our country.
Yep.
What? Why weren't you saying this about George Floyd when they were burning fucking buildings down? In fact, you join riots like that.
Yeah,
this is how they
did.
are, and they being black people. This is how Democrats are. Democrats just want this kind of murder to take place nonstop. Some people I saw were talking about how public transit is terrifying for this reason, as though this happens on public transit all the time.
Well, it happens more than it should.
And but the one unique aspect of this is that some of these reactionaries have started
I love this talking point.
actually finding details about the slain victim, Irina Rutska, the Ukrainian refugee. Apparently, she had a Black Lives Matter poster in her bedroom.
Correct.
The fact that they
get ready for how evil Hassan is and the way he twists this.
Right.
would take it to this level to be like, see, this is what you get. Is
No one is saying, see, this is what you get. No one is saying that.
No.
By pointing out that she has a Black Lives Matter poster in her bedroom, it proves that despite the fact that this girl is a woke, progressive, not racist, clearly not racist individual, she is an ally. It literally doesn't fucking matter. She was murdered anyway, and the dude yelled, I got the white girl, I got the white girl. And I'm going to take this a step further. If she was a little more racist, she wouldn't have picked this seat, and she'd be alive today. If she would be a little more racist, she would have survived. That's right. Her lack of racism got her killed. Yeah, that's what happened.
God.
Noticing patterns does not make you racist. It makes you survive. What the fuck are you talking about? Literally.
This is actually really fucked up because they're kind of based, and I understand where he's coming from, but the thing is like, I can understand a person's drive to not want to approach every single person with bad faith, whether they're whatever color, it doesn't really matter. So I get why she decided not to run that check in her head. Because realistically, you should be able to sit down next to any colored person and it not be a problem. And she approached that with good faith, and she fucking died. that sucks. That doesn't mean that people should approach people in bad faith, but I don't. I feel like it's an individual internal battle to wage. It's fucked up. You know, are you racist for having any element of paranoia in your brain, or are you just logical? I don't know. You know, we all know that not all people of any particular color, walk of life are, you know, not every single one of them is fucked up. So, I mean, I get why she sat there. I also get why she wouldn't have sat there.
So insane. It is a truly insane, repulsive movement. Like, this person was
no one is saying that she deserves it because she said Black Lives Matter. No one's saying that.
ruthlessly and brutally murdered. And they're like, I guess like there's not a victim that they won't blame. You know?
I love when Hassan says that it's the right-wing people that are blaming victims. Meanwhile, Hassan is like, I don't care if Jews get raped in Israel. Like, what? Huh? He is the ultimate victim blamer. I don't know anyone that blames victims more than Hassan. What are you talking about?
What I mean? Because even in this circumstance, like, the dynamic is perfect for white supremacists.
It's white supremacists that are angry. Right.
They're really playing up the...
Nobody is talking about it like that. Don't get me wrong, like, I've seen some pretty fucking spicy comments on YouTube about this. But, you know, they're angry people. They're angry people that have literally watched a whole bunch of fucking stupid motherfuckers, murderous stupid motherfuckers, get out of jail multiple times, and then kill somebody, and everybody wants to fucking redirect the blame and act like this person's fucking innocent. Oh, no, but he had a bad upbringing. It's like, so? He still knows right from wrong. Put him in fucking jail. He did the wrong thing. Put him in jail. Make him suffer for the shit he did. If people can't logically do that, then yeah, you're all gonna be fucking just diamond-encrusted fucking retards.
The fact that this was a very clearly mentally ill black dude who murdered a Ukrainian refugee, a woman, a white woman, right?
Yeah,
like
and he was arrested 14 times. That's another part of it. Yeah. And also there's like crime statistics and stuff that, you know, whatever. And also the media didn't want to cover it. There's a lot of things. You know, there's a lot of points here that I think it makes people reasonably very upset.
They wouldn't. They were going to try to fucking bury this and not cover it, you know, because no one can say anything negative about anybody that isn't white. It's just the thing. And on top of that, the left are so big about trying to support Ukraine. But what about this one? You know, just like I've said multiple times already.
Sir, are perfect for fomenting racial animus. Now, as far as public transit goes, obviously, this kind of incident is nowhere near the norm, no matter how hard these...
Oh, good. It's not near the norm. Great news, guys. Homicides in the New York City subway isn't super common. What the fuck?
It totally is.
So, first of all, this is homicide only. Not talking about, you know, mugging, which, by the way, is very common.
Yep.
And I love this argument. It's like, I know that this white girl got brutally murdered, but if you consider that dying in a car accident is more likely, what the fuck? Have you considered that it's more likely to literally die in a car accident? Why are you even mad right now?
I mean, I would hate for someone to actually, like, sit there and die on that hill, because it's like, dude, how many subways are there? And how many cars are there on the road? Like, that's not even apples to apples. That's not apples to oranges. That's fucking lasagna to rain boots. That's fucking stupid.
Have you considered that? Dude, I love this argument every single time.
Dipshits try to present it as the case. Unfortunately,
for the record, I think this happening one time is too many times.
Yeah.
Just want to make that clear. This is a guy that shouldn't have been on the street, but was on the street, and did kill someone. That's bad.
We live in a country where we do not have adequate mental health facilities and treatment.
That's the problem. A judge that released a guy who was arrested 14 times, and he murdered someone and saying, I got the white girl. This is obviously an issue of mental health facilities.
Yep.
We need socialism.
For people who
are
that's
experiencing
some significant problems. This kind of random act of horrifying violence
Random.
unimaginably rare, but it is the scariest type of violence.
It's
How the fuck would he even pull up an article from fucking NPR, National Propaganda Radio? Like, are you kidding me, dude? Like, whatever.
so rare. It's so rare. Who even cares? It's literally so rare. It's not that rare.
Right.
It's not that rare. Notice he says it's rare because people murdered specifically in the New York City subway is not that common. What about all the other murders from repeat offenders and criminals who have been arrested and released so many times?
Yup.
That's the issue here.
Because it's like, it makes people feel like this could happen to anyone at any given moment, especially
Correct. Yes.
if they're in public with other people. Having said that, very quickly, the story moved into the direction of, like, the media's...
And if you stop someone from killing people, like if you're Daniel Penny and you stop someone from killing people, Daniel Penny gets charged for manslaughter immediately. They ruined his life. Do you see the double standard? Like, you have three options. Option 1, be racist. Pick a different seat. Option 2, get stabbed, die. Option 3, fight back, kill the guy before he kills you, get charged with manslaughter, and it ruins your life. Pretty.
Yeah, there's really not much of a choice there, you know? Except for just, like, try to sit completely by yourself on a subway or a bus, you know? And I do feel like a lot of people do that just because they're like, you know, I want to be over here on my phone. Maybe the guy next to me might fucking smell. I don't know. It just sucks, though, that you have to approach people in bad faith in order to be safe on a fucking subway. You have to approach people in bad faith, completely separate yourself from them. What the fuck, dude? You should be able to ride a subway completely safe. And honestly, if they didn't have cameras, the guy probably would have gotten away. Like, nobody would know who did it. And anybody sitting on that bus would be afraid to say it was a black man, which fucking sucks. Not that it matters that it's a black man, but it happened to be a black man. And even with that evidence, people are trying to delete that from history, acting as if we don't have eyeballs and didn't see the video.
Pretty great, huh? Pretty great. Three options. Pick a choice.
Or silence of this issue. The reason why this probably doesn't reach the standard of, like, an...
I don't even know why Hassan talks about Gaza so much. Gaza this, Gaza that. Literally, so few Palestinians died compared to people in Yemen. Why? So few. 60,000 people died in Gaza, and half of them were Hamas, right? So, whatever. Whatever. It's only 30,000 civilians that died. Like, why do we even talk about that? Like, why do we even need to talk about that? 377,000 civilians died in Yemen. 650,000 civilians died in Syria. 5.5 million people died in the Congo. Why does he even talk about Gaza? Why does Hassan even care? Literally, why does he even care? It's
because of the whole fucking the Palestine shit. I know he's being sarcastic, and it's like it's just like, look, it makes me wonder that, you know, what is it, Dan Schneider or whoever the fuck runs Twitter? It's like, or not Twitter, fucking wow, Twitch. Who fucking pays that dude? I'm curious because he protects the absolute dog shit out of Hassan. Hassan, like, at least every week. I'm not going to say every day, because I don't watch his shit. I've seen some of his stuff, but it's like, at least once a week. We'll say it like that. He commits terms of service issues, you know, saying some fuck shit, whatever, or how about the time he actually had a terrorist on his stream? Yes, I say that. It's a word in the dictionary. Nobody should be flagging the comment. Freedom of speech, bitch. But yeah. Someone is letting this man break a lot of fucking rules. I mean, because realistically, it's beyond a terms of service issue. You are platforming someone who has been deemed from a lot of fucking people, including governments, as being a terrorist and part of a terroristic organization. Like, what in the fuck? It shouldn't be this difficult for people to see. It really shouldn't.
It's such a small number in comparison.
National news story is because this is a local news story for the most part. It will become a national news
Oh! The reason why the media isn't covering it is because only local news should cover a story
What?
like this.
No.
story now because the Republicans want to make it a national news story. And
Notice he had nothing to say about how George Floyd became a national news story. Like, What are you even talking about? How can you possibly compare these two? George Floyd, with national news story, it fucking burned buildings.
Use this
within a couple hours.
This horrible crime, this horrifying crime as a way to draw a larger point.
No, fuck you. No, fuck you. I am so tired of that shit. That is actually fucking dumb as shit, because you want to know what the left for the longest time has been leaning on the dead bodies of children and a lot of other innocent people, and just to try to get people to, give up their guns, and if you want to keep them, you're a bitter cling and all this shit. Like, no, dude. Nobody. They honestly don't care about anything, is what it sounds like. It sounds like, as much as they want to act like they care about kids, look, you guys want to keep your guns, these kids fucking died. This is awful. Like, dude, you guys don't even like the fucking kids. You're supportive of all this other dumb shit, whether it's letting them out of jail or supporting them being fucking drugged on this crap that just makes them fucking worse in most cases. Like, honestly, what do you want to say? Like, you fucking love the kids? No, you hate the kids. Otherwise, you wouldn't fucking act like this. You would continue to bolster the side that is continually fucking everything up.
One story.
There is a larger point to be made, yeah.
Demand 100 articles. And another story, 0 articles. And it's because the media is more interested in the all capitals story, the narrative, than the facts or the truth. Take a look at the difference here. I want to interracial violent crime incidents is crazy.
It's crazy to bring numbers up.
We are moving into a new era, chat.
This is what I wanted to show you. This is one of the main reasons why I wanted to show you Hassan's coverage. He is so mad that the media is actually bringing up statistics.
Ooh, this is Breitbart. This is Breitbart Black Crime Tab. This is a Breitbart report. Oh, brother. For those of you who don't know, this kind of stuff was usually just like done at Der Stormer, or I guess the most like mainstream version of this was like Breitbart. Breitbart had a Black Crime Tab. So anytime like a black person was either convicted or charged or suspected of doing a crime, Breitbart would release a press release on it instantly. Now you might make up your own mind on what their purpose was for having a Black Crime Tab, not a crime tab, but a Black Crime Tab. Now you got Fox News doing
this didn't happen.
The actual truth when it comes to crime.
Okay, it froze.
The story is about
yeah,
race.
I see that. I was wondering if it was my
Take
shit.
a look at the black on white crimes. 385,000 in 20.
All right,
Crime tab.
there
Sorry,
we go.
I froze for a second there.
That was
And now
weird.
you got Fox News doing it.
The actual truth when it comes to crime. The story is about race. Race. Take a look at the black on white crimes. 385,000 in 2023.
Okay.
The white on black crimes, just under 118,000.
All right, so these are the stats, right? So these are the stats. About 3.5 times the amount of crimes black on white compared to white on black, right? That's literally just the statistics, right?
You see the comparative numerical difference. But now, here's what the media actually does. They did what our camera operator just began to do a moment ago. I'm going to step out of the way. I'm going to show you literally what the media does with a camera. They zoom in on this number. This number, devoid of context. Now, why would that be?
That is nuts.
Yeah, I agree. It is nuts that per capita is definitely... I agree, yeah.
I mean, they just straightforwardly are saying this is about race.
Yes. I mean, that's what the numbers are saying, right? Now, you could argue that there's a whole bunch of socioeconomic factors that go into this. You can make whatever argument you want, but you have to explain the fact that the numbers aren't lying. Notice how Hassan instead decides to just say, you racist, and not actually discuss any of this.
Black people do crimes. Black people do violent crimes. This is stuff
statistically, yeah. Yes, correct, right?
Stuff that obviously, if you are online and you've seen like 4chan style commentary, like you're privy to this information. This is not new stuff, right?
Why should this information only be on 4chan? Why shouldn't this information be, public knowledge? Because it's public information. Why should you only be able to see statistics like this if you look on 4chan or go directly to the government databases?
This is not new commentary at all.
Yeah.
It's just new for, I think, Fox News to go so hard in the paint on. You feel me?
Ukrainian refugees.
Yeah, I feel you. So they bring up basic statistics, which are correct and real statistics, and Hassan's coverage is, wow, they got racist, white supremacy. They shouldn't talk about these stats. They should keep them hidden. It should only be on 4chan. Why are people talking about this? You are the problem, Hassan Piker. You are the problem. Oh my God, these numbers, they're so racist. I can't believe how racist these numbers are. Now,
You know, it's not white supremacy, honestly. It's whites being suppressed. Just for being white. Like I mentioned earlier, the things that whites and a fuck ton of everybody else, literally every other fucking culture in the world, has had slaves. This is really what caused this stupid fucking snowball. We are not responsible for things that people did hundreds of years ago. I don't think it's that difficult to comprehend. Sit the fuck down.
in the wake of this situation going on, you have a couple of TikTokers of nebulous ethnic background. This, as you can see, is clearly a very dark-skinned white person that is saying something. Let's see what he has to say.
One way black people achieve true liberation, that's by taking it in blood. There has to be blood all over the floor. There has to be bodies on the floor. There has to be people screaming and crying. That is the reality. And this is what history shows me. No amount of begging, no amount of complaining, no amount of protesting, nada is going to get you your liberation until you take it with blood.
Oh, so you mean inciting violence and basically it's a call to action? I mean, you're basically breaking the law right now. I hope you realize that. Yeah, you probably shouldn't basically post your fucking L on the internet because now your face is recorded saying the shit. No one's gonna ever believe it's a deep fake. You are fucking retarded.
You see? So this is why I sit back and I don't play along with any of these black people talking about it's a spiritual war.
Yeah, no, so this guy should be in jail. Why is he on the streets? He's literally inciting violence. He's literally telling people to go
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't realize he was being sarcastic, but anyway, continue. But anyway.
beat up and kill white people, put their blood on the floor. You see, this is what the government should be doing. The government should be doing a bit of a deep dive into these motherfuckers. He's outdoors with a smoke detector. Oh, I added the smoke detector beep because I thought it would be a little nice racist joke. But don't worry, that's what we're dealing with. That's what we're dealing with. This is fucking.
Look, and yes, it is fucking disgusting, horrible, or whatever word he would have used. But has anybody ever heard of? I think his name is Tommy Sotomayor, whatever the fuck. He's somewhere on YouTube. I don't know if he got taken down. He used to be somewhat popular, but yeah, he was the guy. He was a black guy, or he's still a black guy. It's not like you change your color overnight or ever. But yeah, he used to actually post a lot of videos of all the shit that people didn't want to acknowledge. Kind of like this, where this black man stabbed a white Ukrainian woman on a fucking train or bus or subway or whatever the fuck it was. He would post all this shit, and it's crazy. It's crazy because you hear the smoke alarm in every fucking video, and he didn't add that shit. I don't know what the deal is, but personally, if I wasn't going to deal with the smoke alarm and change the fucking battery, take the fucking battery out. It's not going to beep anymore at all. You obviously don't give a shit about your safety in your home or carbon monoxide or smoke, whatever the fuck it actually is. Take the fucking battery out. Don't be part of the stereotype. Anyway.
Insane.
One way black people achieve true liberation, that's by...
You are liberated. You are. There is nothing that a white person could do in America that a black person can't do in America. I want to make this clear.
True.
This is a lie, a giant lie. And it's because of this victim mentality that the media, among other retards, are pushing on these people that make them feel like they have to do this. This path that he's on is diabolical. Liberation? Maybe you could get liberated out of the country. But if you want liberation in the country, maybe go to college and get a job? I don't fucking know. You are literally just calling for the murder of white people. You should go to jail for this. There's no other way to discuss this. There's no other perspective to have. So Matt Walsh made a little video. And it went a little bit viral because Elon Musk tweeted it out. Saying, time for massive change in America. Whew! And speaking of black liberation, black people were already liberated by white people. White people accept thank you notes in forms of cash or PayPal donations. So
Yeah, it's actually kind of weird, because one of the largest white men in history. I don't know if you guys remember the guy's name. There's a welding company, right? They actually create welders, and they're named after maybe not him, but anyway, his name's fucking Lincoln. Weird. The Emancipation Proclamation. Yeah. Just saying. And a lot of people were on board with him. a lot of people weren't too. Mainly Democrats.
So the narrative we hear from the media is exactly what you would expect. They are infinitely more outraged at the alleged racially charged language of conservative pundits than they are at the actual butchery of an innocent woman by a...
True! I can't believe the right wing is being all mean about this. They don't give a shit about the person that was murdered.
14-time career felon on public transportation. They are not angry that this woman was killed. I mean, they couldn't care less. They wouldn't even be talking about it if they had their way. Instead, they're outraged by the racism, quote-unquote, of conservatives who have noticed that the murders are happening.
True! True! The murders happening? They don't care. Conservatives noticing that the murders are happening? Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Like, we're not allowed to have our own fucking cognition. We're not allowed to have our own opinion. We're not allowed to do anything. Except for, I guess, get killed on subways. That's wild.
Hold your horses, conservatives!
Then we hear from Van Jones that, we can't say for sure whether that black criminal killed Irina because she was white. Can't say that for sure. So just to review, the media can say for sure that it's racist to say mean things about a black guy who killed a white woman, but they can't say for sure that it's racist for a black guy to actually kill a white woman.
True! And then the black guy says, I killed that white girl, I killed that white girl. Right? You gotta notice what the story is here.
Yep.
I mean, I showed you that, and I think this is clear as day. Clear as freaking day, bro. George Floyd, murdered by a white officer. Irina Zarunska, fatally stabbed. Assailant arrested. Alright, dude. Alright, bro. Adorable.
Yeah.
Love that. Very cute. Adorable, brother.
So the murder is not racist necessarily, but the commentary about the murder, well, that is racist. That's what these despicable snakes are actually claiming. Keep in mind, this is coming from all the same people who declared from the first moment that the George Floyd footage went viral that it was a racist hate crime.
True.
There was
And not just was that a racist hate crime, but abolish the police. All police are automatically racist. Like, do you understand how fucking crazy this is?
nothing in that video, if you recall, not a single thing that indicated any kind of racial motivation whatsoever. And yet, when a black suspect ODs while being detained by a white cop, it's a racist killing. Automatically, it's a racist killing. When a black criminal slaughters a white woman on the train, it's a mental health episode.
True.
You know, that's like the same exact thing that happened with the vid. I'm not going to say the whole word, but whatever. The thing that locked us up for about 2 years. There was actually a guy about an hour from here, north. And then this happened many fucking times. But this is the kind of shit, this whole bait and switch, we're going to look at this and ignore this kind of thing, right? This guy hit a fucking tree on a motorcycle, died on impact. But because he had the vid in his system, right? He died of vid. He was part of the statistic. They will say and do anything they want to move their fucking bullshit. And it's been happening. People have been telling you about it. They keep fucking doing it. And all you want to do is say that we're either conspiracy theorists or we're fucking racist or some sort of ism or phobia or whatever. It's like, stop. Your fucking, your little bingo card sheet has been full like 1,000 times over of all the buzzwords. We're fucking over it. It's annoying as shit. And honestly, the sad part is that the people with the loudest voice have zero ability to substantiate an argument. The loudest and the least of us. When I say least, the least intelligent, but they're the fucking loudest. It's obnoxious.
Oh, we need communism. That's the solution. You see that black guy that murdered the white guy? Communism is the solution. Absolutely. We should just give them free shit.
This is what these soulless goblins expect.
I don't give a fuck. It's not free because it always comes out of off the back of all the people that work.
Expect us to believe. Hey, Van, listen, here's what we know, okay? Here's what we know. Statistically, a white person is 30 times more likely to be killed by a black person than the other way around. We know that. That's just true.
That is a number. That is a statistic number. Now, Hassan
It's scary.
says that you're racist for thinking about that number.
In 2019, there were about 560,000 violent interracial incidents between blacks and whites. 470,000 of them were black on white. That's 85%. 85%. 240 black people were killed.
You know what this means? that the white people are racist for noticing that black people are killing white people at a statistically high rate.
By whites, 560
Apparently.
white people were killed by blacks. And this is all in spite of the fact that white people make up 60% of the population, blacks are 13%. Just by raw numbers, not even per capita, but raw
Yep,
numbers.
that's the craziest part.
There are more black interracial killers than white. That is extraordinary. That's like impossible. That should
You'd think that, right?
Right.
be impossible. There are 171 million more white people in the country, and yet there are more black interracial killers. By raw numbers.
Yeah, it's insane.
That kind of disparity should be impossible.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
and in
it
my
honestly
opinion,
should.
where are the feminists? Yeah, this white girl that was just murdered on a train. The feminists, silent. The pro-Ukrainians, silent. The
Yep.
media, silent. It's absolutely diabolical.
Yeah,
it's
it is.
fucking insane.
Again, and yet it's real. It's happening. Per capita, the situation is even more dire. Black people, young black males in particular, are an order of magnitude more violent and more likely to commit crimes than any other group in the country. Black men.
Look, just like I said earlier, you know, and it sucks because it as much as it looks like on paper a black thing, it's not even a fucking black thing. The people doing it just happen to be that particular persuasion. It fucking sucks because there's really no way, you know, in the eyes of a liberal or, you know, far left or fucking Democrat or whatever, there's no way to talk about this without being construed as racist. It's fucking disgusting. I can't stand it. You can't even have a conversation. And fucking rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, because he was one of the ones that was out there trying to have an open dialogue, an open conversation about everything. Murdered in cold fucking blood. And I don't know what's up with people, like, injuring people in the fucking neck, but yeah. Life cut short because of unhinged fucking retards. And a political position that is honestly devoid of everything that should be.
Men are 5 or 6% of the population. They commit the majority of murders in the country. That makes black males in America more dangerous than perhaps any other demographic in the entire world, let alone in this country. And we know all this.
And by the way, he's not wrong. This is just a basic statistic. Basic statistics. 5% of the population committing over 50% of the murders? There's obviously a problem here.
Right.
Now, you could argue what the problem is. You could say the problem is... You can even blame it on bullshit. Blame it on capitalism. Okay? Which it's not. Blame it on fucking whatever you want. But acknowledge that the problem exists. And
Fair.
Hassan is like, you're racist for noticing.
Despite the efforts by the FBI and every other institution to hide and bury racial crime statistics, imagine how much worse it really is. Imagine how grisly it would look if they let us see the whole picture instead of just pieces of it. But we can see enough to know, without any doubt whatsoever, that the violent crime epidemic is driven by one demographic to an overwhelmingly disproportionate degree. And all of that has happened while you, Van, and your propagandist cohorts have spent years claiming that the reality is exactly the opposite of this. You didn't just deny that this is happening. You have the gall to claim that the opposite is happening.
Is that not insane?
You paint a picture of a country where black people walk around
It is
in
insane.
fear, trembling in fear of white violence.
And honestly, the only thing that actually does is not only paint the false picture, but it tells black people they should be afraid and that it's just for them to fight back. It's unreal that we're living like this.
Where black people are constantly tired and exhausted by the brutality inflicted upon them by the villainous whites. But those of us who you condemn as racists, no, we're the ones who are tired. We are tired of not being able to walk down the streets in our own cities. We are tired of losing good, productive citizens at the hands of violent degenerates who contribute nothing of value to society whatsoever. We are tired of the total lack of accountability and responsibility. We are tired of a system that prioritizes the restoration and rehabilitation of violent psychopaths over the protection of innocent, law-abiding people. And we are tired of pretending that all of this isn't happening. And we're just not going to pretend anymore. It's that simple.
And he's right. And he's fucking right. And Elon Musk retweeted it. Time for a change. It's insane. It's insane that we need to deal with this. And I'm really glad that actual people with voices are saying it. For far too long, in my opinion, there was a woke stranglehold on the entire country. The entire country. You know what, Hassan? You're right. You're right. Hassan can't believe that Fox News is actually talking about statistics. And you know what? He is completely correct. He can't believe that Fox News is finally bringing up the statistics. Because for so long, the woke stranglehold existed, and Fox News couldn't bring up the statistics.
Yeah.
They would get blamed for being racist, flamed for that.
Exactly.
But the Overton window has shifted, and we are fucking fatigued. Kai Cenat fatigue is crazy right now. This shit happened, and honestly, it's the worst thing that I've ever seen on footage. I've ever seen. It's insane that this is happening in America. We are tired. Trump's talking about it. Vance is talking about it. Elon Musk is talking about it. Fox News is talking about it. Thank God that the media is dying and that individual influential voices have taken over. That individuals can be heard on social media without fear of being banned immediately just for saying something that goes against the public narrative. Thank God for living in this unprecedented time where we can actually address things rationally instead of living in fear that you would get destroyed by the nebulous woke force coming to choke you and strangle you. I hope Donald Trump activates the military and puts them in these fucking blue cities and cleans the streets from these criminals, because it's fucking abnormal that we need to live in a society like this. We don't need to live like this.
No.
Now, God bless America. And, yeah, fuck all of you absolute retards that thought that you could silence us into submission forever. You lost, and you will just continue to lose. Bye. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, man.
Yeah, check out that dude. He's pretty fucking awesome, and he's already on the app. So, you know, whether you watch him on YouTube or Kick, he's there. God, it's fucking disgusting. I myself also stream on Kick and the other Kick, the far degenerate KIK version of Kick. You might find me there on Fridays and Saturdays. It's usually just a party, but anyway. I'm gonna go take a shit. Adios.